Hello students, how are you all? I am PK sir, and today we are going to start the new chapter, the Central Islamic Land. Here is the first point, the rise of Islam in Arabia, faith, community and politics. In the year of 6112, Prophet Muhammad preached the worship of a single God, Allah. It was the belief of the Muslim religion that Allah is only the God for all the world, and the believers of this single community was known as the Ummah. Now, in this way, we have seen the rise of Islam. Before invent the Islam, the whole Arabian Peninsula had divided into numerous tribal groups. Understood? And every tribal groups had leaders. Their own religion policies are theirs, and their belief also are theirs. Now, they even worship their own images, even that they worship different gods, and according to their beliefs, the Kaaba, which is situated in the Mecca city, very holy places. So that's why every tribal peoples, you know, visited every year for their holy purposes. It was known as the Hajj. Understood? Now, Prophet Muhammad was belonged to the Quraysh family. This family actually was the merchant family, and they were looking after the main shrines of the Kaaba because all the images and the idols were situated in the Kaaba, and every peoples belong to every tribals. They visited it every years. Understood? Now around 6112, Prophet Muhammad declared himself as the messenger of the God and commanded the preach for the Allah. He also started some rules for the worshipping process. Like daily prayers, you know that it is called the Salat, moral principles, distributing, alms, and abstaining from the theft. Prophet Muhammad was to found a community of the believers bounded by a common sets of religion beliefs. Okay, in this way, Muhammad's message particularly appealed to those Meccan who felt deprived of gains from trade and religion and were looking for a new community identity. So they got it. Now, in the year of 622, Prophet Muhammad was forced to migrate from Mecca to Medina. And this journey from Mecca to Medina was known as the Hijri Son according to the Muslim calendar. And it was a turning point in the history of Islam. With the year of his arrivals in Medina marking the beginning of the new Muslim calendar. Understood? Now, the survival of this new religion actually rests of a community of the believers. They needed some political identities to protect, you know, their believers from the external dangers. So they needed consolidation and the protections. Okay. So in Medina, Muhammad created a political order from all three protection they needed, as well as resolve the city's ongoing civil strikes. Now, in this way, they also wanted to survive, so that's why Prophet Muhammad imposed several taxes. Basically, it was based on agriculture and trade, and as well as the arm tax. Now, in addition, these Muslim organizations sent expeditions on Mecca caravans and nearby oases. But these raids actually provokes the reaction between Meccans and cause a series of battles. Finally, Prophet Muhammad fought the war against the Meccan and finally he won the battles. Now, as the religious preachers, political leaders spread far and wide. Okay, so Muhammad now insisted on conversion as the sole criteria for the membership of the community. And Prophet Muhammad made administration capitals in Medina, and in this way he ruled all over part of the conquered area. But day by day, the populations of the believers of of this single community increase. In this way, we can see the Kaaba, which was regarded as a holy for all the Arabian tribal peoples, it was cleansed, and it was decided and declared that it is the only holy places of this Muslim community. And in hence, Muhammad was able to unite a large part of the Arabia under a new faith, community, and the states. So here we learned the rise of the Islam and how they consolidated their powers and identity. Understand? Now we'll get to know the caliphate systems, expansions, civil wars, and set of formations. So Prophet Muhammad died in the year of 632. Okay, but he did not tell to anyone that no one could legitimately, claim to be the next prophets. Prophet means the messengers of the God. Now, this brought the opportunity for the uh, innovators. So, they started the caliphate system. Caliphate means the deputy of the Prophet Muhammad. Okay, the deputy of the Prophet Muhammad. So initially there was four Khalifa. They followed exact rules and regulation which was created by Prophet Muhammad. So the first Khalifa was Abu Bakr. When he became the Khalifa, he suppressed the revolts by series of campaigns. Now, under the second Khalifa, Umar became the second Khalifa. The expansion of the Muslim community and the expansion of the area increased. He adopted the policy of expansion, and he started the more and more expeditions, raids to increase the wealth of this new political community. Now, he realized that rich booty could be obtained from the expeditionary raids only. So, the military commanders of the Khalifa actually was basically, they conquered the whole Byzantine empires and Sasanian empires. Actually, Byzantine Empire, it was another name of the Roman Empire, and it was belonged to the Christian religion. Okay, so they captured the Byzantine empires and the Sasanian Empire. Sasanian Empire ruled over the Iran, and they were the followers of the Zoroastrian religion, and they had some lack of identity and lack of great rulers. So, second Khalifa took this opportunity and captured the whole Byzantine and Sasanian Empire. Now, in a very short times, actually, Arabian peoples or this Muslim community extended their territory through wars and the treaties. And during the reign period of the Umar, three successfully campaigns led by him. Okay, uh, so they captured Syria, Iran, Iraq, and Egypt. Understood? Now, why they became successful? Their military strategy, religious favors, and the weakness of the opposition. These three were the main reasons. Now, the third Caliph. The name of the third Caliph was Uthman. He also captured almost Central Asia from Egypt to the Afghanistan. Now, in all conquered provinces, the Khalifa imposed a new administrative structures. It was divided into several provinces and governors and the leaders of the many tribes were recruited as the in charge. And the central treasury obtained its revenue from taxes paid by the Muslims, non-Muslim peoples, and definitely the looted booties. The soldiers belonged to the Caliphate region. Actually, they were most of them were Bedouins. Understood? Bedouins were living on the edge of the city and the oasis so that they could act fast if needed. And the non-Muslim populations retained their rights also, but there was a rule: you had to pay. Okay, even Jews and Christians were declared protected subjects of the states because their population was very few. Understood? But the political expansions and the unifications didn't come very easily. And when territorial expansion, increased, the unity of the Ummah became threatened by the conflicts because third Khalifa Uthman was belonged to the Quraysh family, and it was also the Prophet Muhammad's family, and he wanted to control the whole part. Okay, he wanted to control the whole part, so that's why he recruited his own people. But opposition in Iraq and Egypt combined with opposition in Medina led to the assassination of the third Khalifa. So he was killed, and Ali became the fourth Khalifa. Understood? Now, the Muslims defended after Ali's for two wars against the Meccan aristocracy. One is in Kufa and defeated the army led by Prophet Muhammad's wife. Her name was Aisha, and the Battle of Camel 657. Though he was also notable to suppress the revolts, the conflicts, okay, and these revolts and conflicts were led by Muawiyah. He was a kinsman of the Uthman, that means family related man, okay, and he was the governor of the Syria also. So Ali's second battle, there was a place in the Mesopotamia, actually ended in a truce, that means treaty. During the second battles of the Ali, he made a treaty which splits the followers of him. Someone sided on him and someone was against him. But soon after, very soon after, like third Khalifa, Ali was also assassinated. And everyone blaming the son of the Ali, Hussein. Okay? And Muawiyah, who was actually the main leader regarding this, he became the next Khalifa in the year of 661. and he founded the Umayyad dynasty. Okay, and which was lasted till 750 CE. Understood? So in this way, Caliphate system broke from the 661. So I hope you understood. I'm trying to explain the rise of the Islam in this first part. You will just read that things. You can read these points, and if you have any problems, you can contact with me, and definitely you can tell your problems. Okay, so thank you very much.